welcome back to Stitchcraft. My name is Mary, the Stitchcraft Queen, and today is Wednesday, March 12th of 2025. I don't have a ton of progress to share today, and that was all because I didn't knit a lot this week. My, wrist and arm has been acting up. I think it's because, our, hose sprayer, for bathing dogs at work, it's super clunky, super heavy, and I have to hold down a lever for the water to come out instead of just, turning it on and having the water shoot out. So I'm in the process of fixing that. So hopefully once that's done, my arm will start feeling better. But until then, I've kind of just been knitting very, very little just so that, I can continue to work and provide for my family because that does come before knitting, unfortunately. But yeah, so we have two projects I worked on this week. Again, very little progress, but it's better than nothing. So first off, I'll do our matching fisherman's cardigans. Right now I'm working on the sleeve of my husband's sweater. And this is his first, the first sleeve. I'm doing one of each of our sleeves at a time. So this is his. I only did one repeat, as you can see from the little guy right there. So not a lot. I did want to have the repeats done this week. Hopefully this next week, so I think this is what I'll be working on mainly. We will get that done. And then the next one is my row 1 blanket. This one I'm doing, what is it? It's like I'm gonna totally pronounce this wrong. It's like the Hamsfulvik blanket by Stephen West. He does it really cool where he uses I think it's 10 colors and he puts them at a diagonal. It looks so cool. Eventually I do want to make this again I have some leftovers and another set of yarn from, what, I'm blanking on the name, Destination Yarn, I believe. And I think that it would be really, really cool in this pattern. But anyways, so last week I was right here. I just started adding the new set, which this is from Muse 2320 Fiber Co. So I had just put this block on the needle and I did 1, 2, 3, 4. This literally has one repeat left, so 2 rows left, and then it's done. My arm when I was doing this though started hurting so bad to the point where I could hardly even hold the needle. So that's why I stopped and then I just didn't pick it up because again, letting my arm rest for a little bit. So not a ton of progress this week, but it's at least better than nothing. Hopefully by next week, I'll be back to normal. It's still been flaring up a little bit, but not as bad as it seemed last week. Yeah, that's it. I guess I have an update on my socks, my Disney socks. So I ended up just throwing them in the washer with my Delicates, or the Delicate cycle. We have a lot of clothes that have to be, washed on cold only, and then not dried. And so I'm like, well, that's perfect. Let's just throw the socks in because it doesn't spin them super fast either. I think hardly at all actually. So I did that and it was mostly successful. The socks, especially the ribbing, which had stretched out due to me wet blocking them, had gone back to normal, which was awesome. However, when I wore them and put the ribbing back on, it stretched back out. It wasn't as bad as when I had wet blocked them, but there were times where I found the socks were kind of sliding down my foot. I think on my next set that I do, if I do a next set, I need to decrease the toe by 5 rounds, or I guess the length of the foot, and then do the decreases for the toe by 5 rounds because they're just a little bit too big on that part of my body. But overall, it's not terrible. Do I want to make more socks in the future? I actually don't know. I am really, really picky about how my socks fit. I like them to fit a very certain way, and these socks, along with the last one I made, they do not fit that way. So, I mean, that I could get them to fit the way that I want. It would just be a lot of trial and error and making socks and tweaking them so that they fit my foot how I like them to. And I don't know if I want to put my time and energy towards that or if I'd rather put that towards something that I do like, such as, making hats, because I love making those Musselburgh hats, and it's something that I wear all the time. Or right now, blankets and sweaters, that's my go-to for everything. I am going to finish my husband's socks though, because he does still really want a pair, thank goodness. So I will keep knitting on those, but I think as of right now, I'm not going to cast on any more socks. I did also frog, because I talked about this last week. I ended up frogging this bit of yarn. I had like only 5 rows started of the ribbing of one sock. And this was to match it's sitting up there right now, but I had my very first sock. I only made one because I didn't know that I would be on, second sock island where I just didn't want to cast it on. So anyways, I took this off of the needles and frogged it. You can see at the top, there's a little bit of the, it's like yarn ramen or yarn noodles is what I like to call it, because it does look like ramen. And then this will be going into my Sweet Shop blanket once I get back to that. So that's what happened with that one project. Again, because I was like, well, number one, I probably wasn't going to make that second pair of socks. And now two, I don't really have the want for socks. Next week, there will not be a podcast, probably, most likely. We'll see, but most likely not. And that's because we have some fun, big changes coming. And our friends are moving, so we're going to go help them out for a little bit. But, yeah, it'll be fun. Hopefully by the next episode, though, I can tell you what these fun, big changes are. Also, I'll be casting on some Musselburgh hats, hopefully today. I know I already have a lot of projects on the needles. Not terrible compared to last year when I had way too many. Nope, that's not one. 1, 2, 3. My husband's socks 4. And I think there's one blanket, that's 5. So technically I think I only have 5 projects on the needles, which isn't bad. I wanted to wait to cast this on until after my husband's socks, but I'm just really, really excited about this. So we're going to be making matching Musselburgh hats. It was like almost 2 years ago now. I ordered from, I believe it's Mountain Top Yarns. They had a Flaming Hot Cheetos yarn. And my husband's obsessed with Flaming Hot Cheetos. He claims it's part of his heritage as a Mexican American. So I just go along with it. But she had yarn that was like inspired by the colors of the bag. So I got that for us to make some fun hats. And then I also have a solid red that will be kind of like the opposite side and the brim. So how I'm going to do it is each side will just be one long color. Essentially, I should have enough to make a 3-inch brim this time. On my past Musselburgh hats, it's only been like a 2-inch brim. But I should have enough to make a 3-inch brim on both of them. And then red will be the other side. So it will be reversible, but the opposite color. So the red will show on the Flaming Hot Cheetos side, and the Flaming Hot Cheetos brim will show on the red hat side, if that makes sense. So it'll be fun, and we'll have like a little pop of color with whatever side we wear. Yeah, so that will hopefully be cast on today. We'll see how my hand's doing though. It is feeling better today, so hopefully it will stay that way. But yeah, other than that, I've been playing a lot of, Luma Island. Super fun little game. It's like a mix between Minecraft and Stardew Valley, essentially. But really, really cute and fun game. And that's what I've been doing when I haven't been able to knit. But I've been really feeling the itch to get back to knitting, so hopefully my hand is okay. It's fine when I'm at work. It does get tired because, I hold many things in my left hand, and I kind of need to for work. It's kind of essential that, I can hold things while I'm shaving down dogs and all that very safely. But yeah, with knitting, I don't know what it was. It just flared up really, really bad last week. So hopefully it is better. But yeah, other things that we did this week, we watched, Anora, which was one of the big Oscar-winning movies. I think it won the Oscar, I want to say. Either it was a runner-up for it or it won, I don't know. It was really good, though. We enjoyed it. The ending, really kind of like sad and bleak, but also we liked how it ended because it was like, I don't know, it was very emotional, very well done, I thought. But yeah, I left my husband was like, I don't like how this ended, But yeah, so that one was really good. We like that. what else did we watch this week? Oh, we watched the first 2 episodes of the new Marvel TV show Daredevil, which we loved. It's very interesting how, like, and I don't know when they filmed this, but it's very relevant towards right now because you have a criminal who he runs for mayor of New York. But anyways, he gets elected, and then you have Daredevil, who's like, hey, this guy's terrible, and like he's awful, and he's like a huge crime lord. So very interesting because of the world we're living in today. We do have a criminal as a president, after all. What else did we do? I'm trying to think. My dad came to visit the dogs. We were gonna go to a dinosaur museum, which like was part of my childhood, on Saturday, but then my dad ended up coming because he wanted to see his grand dogs again. So that was fun. And yeah, that was really all that happened this week. Not a ton. But yeah, we'll see what happens this week. We're trying to like slowly make our way through all the Oscar nominee movies. We were gonna do it before the Oscars, but then they were like $5 each to rent. Then we're like, oh, we'll just do them after, whatever. But now they're like $15 each to rent, so it's almost cheaper just to like buy them. So we're waiting, like either whichever one we want, we do on date night, or like as like our fun thing for the weekend, or we're just gonna have to wait on some of them till they drop back down in like 6 months or whatever. But yeah, we don't really care that much for the Oscars. We just have fun watching the movies to see what, the Academy likes. Yeah. But that's really it for this week. We will see you all next week. Maybe. Nope. I lied. We'll definitely see you in 2 weeks. Maybe next week. But stay safe out there. Have fun with your making adventures and fiber arts fun. We'll see you definitely in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.